Hey folks, this is the Rock and Roll King, Robert R. McFarland, talking to you. Welcome to Motivational Mondays number 3. Now 3 actually happens to be my lucky number. That's my favorite number. There's a lot of 3s in the world. There's 3s in the Bible. 3 is a common theme. And I believe how I started liking the number 3 was actually when I was playing t-ball and baseball. I think that was me or my brother's number. That's what the number we used was number 3, I believe. But this week I want to talk about a dream board. And I have my dream board right here. I'm not sure what that is. I have my dream board right here. I wanted to show it to you. Now, in school, you might have made something similar to this or whatever, but that's kind of what it looks like. You can kind of pause and zoom in, but I'll go over everything real quick with you. But I have this over top my bed, so again, you're dreaming. So I look at this before I go to bed. I look at it in the morning, maybe a couple times during the day, to look at different things. But you want to kind of create, this is kind of maps out your life of what you want to create. So up here at the top, I actually have a $1 bill, but I have it made to look like $100,000. So one of my dreams is to make $100,000 in 1 year. Over here was a penny I found just walking down the street. I was reading a Dr. Wayne Dyer, and he was talking about he was collecting pennies, and this was a penny I just found on the street. His philosophy is, hey, if you find a penny, a dime, or nickel, it was meant there you're a penny, dime, and nickel richer than what you was before you walked up and picked it up. So I just thought of him and put that on there. Of course, we all have a dream body that we want to, have. So there's my dream body. But here is an envelope. I was reading the book Think and Grow Rich, which I highly recommend, by Napoleon Hill. And he said there's 2 envelopes that you're born with. One is all the bad news and things that you'll do if you don't do anything. But one contains the riches, and I wrote it down here. The riches you may enjoy if you take possession of your own mind and direct it towards the ends of your own choice. And in this envelope is all your dreams, wishes, and desires. So I got that on there. I got a couple instruments that I'd like to have. A Gibson SG with a vibrato bar, a Sullivan banjo, and a Gibson mandolin. I got a Ford Mustang here. I got a what's the name of that car? It's an animal, Jaguar, excuse me. So I got a couple amps I'd like to have, custom-made amps. I have, hoping to find the love of my life. A little picture here, 2 people walking on a beach. Here's kind of a dream home. Doesn't have to be exactly like that, but it's kind of a dream home. Then here I have 2 checks, one for $1 million. Well, actually, they're both for $1 million. And actually, you can go online to The Secret and print one of these out and write it to yourself. $1 million paid to Robert R. McFarland. $1 million paid to Robert McFarland there also. Then also a couple things I have is my book, my CD, and my DVD. 3 things that I want to kind of do. But here also I have just another little quote. 5 questions to ask yourself every day for 30 days. I think I got this from Tony Robbins. What are you most happy about in your life? And how does it make you feel? And what about it makes you feel happy? Number 2, what are you excited about? Number 3, what are you grateful for? Number 4, what are you proud of? And number 5, who do you love? So you want to ask yourself those 5 things every morning for 30 days. So again, by looking at this board, I've had this board up for at least 2, maybe 3 years. But I wanted to show you, here I have, again, right here, it says My CD. Well, folks, I just got my CD in the mail on Friday the 13th, 2017. This has been in my mind for over 2.5 years. I actually thought about it a little bit before that, but I've been thinking about this. I need to spin that around. But I've been thinking about this for that long. So the lesson of the day is to keep in your mind what you want to accomplish. You want to envision it, believe it, live it, feel it, touch it, everything, okay? This was just a notebook that I had when I started this project to get this CD completed. It was back in September 2014. Okay, so I thought I'd have it released in 2015, 2016. It finally got released here in January 25th, 2017. That was just a pre-run. I got a list here, but it'll actually be worldwide released January 25th, 2017. But this is actually kind of like a journal of all the songs that was on the album. I have lyrics here. I have people's names that played on the album. I have verse, chorus, riff, tempos, all kinds of notes here. So this was like a journal basically, and at the end we have some edit sheets where I need to go back and edit, so I have time-wise and songs I needed to edit. But then I started in here writing like my thank yous of how the CD would be. Here's a list of all the stuff that was ready for mastering, the dates and stuff there. Again, I'm kind of just showing this real quick. But I had questions for my producers. I actually have ideas for other albums coming out already. Just anything that popped in mind, I would write it down. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to make some notes of the CD liner cover. But here's what I want to show you, folks. So I was going through with ideas about the CD of how it should look. So there's an idea page. Then the original idea concept for the album was to be like an amplifier. So and again, still maybe to be here but here it is right here. So I was going to have like an amplifier of the CD. So when it opened up, it'd be an amplifier, and still that might come to pass. But what I wanted to do, I ended up on just selecting and having a picture of my guitar, which I did. So again, this album's called Rock and Roll by Robert R. McFarlane. So that was the vision I have. But I want you to look at this, stare at this for just a second, where it says rock and roll, okay? And this is what I wanted the CDs. One says rock, one says roll. 11 songs on each CD. But check this paper out here. I just came across this today. Look there, rock and roll. Now I have other diagrams that I've drawn. I can't find them as of right now for this video. But what I want to impress upon you is that vision board, dream board, whatever you want to call it, is something that's embedded in your mind. You'll see that. When you go to bed, you're going to dream about that. So I'd go to bed dreaming about this CD, thinking about the CD. And you can see how on paper it eventually came to be in real life, rock roll. And that was a big lesson for me to learn. Tony Robbins talks about it. I believe Napoleon Hill talks about it. All the great motivational speakers talk about visioning the end product. But I want you to create a vision board, dream board, whatever you want to call it. What you want to do, places you want to go maybe, the house that you want, the dream car you want, maybe the dream relationship, the dream body you want, how much money you want to make a year. But have that written down so you can see it, and have it so you can see it every day and envision it and kind of look at it and stick with it. That is one big thing that I've impressed on a lot of people, but again, a lot of people don't take it to heart. So again, this week, go out and get yourself a vision board, dream board, whatever you want to call it. But start now, cutting things out of newspapers or writing things down, drawing things, whatever it is to get you in the mind to envision this. Folks, that is how the rock and roll CD came out. I've had that vision board 2.5 to 3 years, and it's here now, folks. I've got it in my hands. The official release date's January 25th, 2017. But that vision and dream board and a whole bunch of other stuff I'm going to tell you has helped me get that far. Now, real quick, my goals for the new year is hopefully to have enough money to pay this one off and to do another CD at this time next year, have another CD out. But this year I want to write a book and do a DVD. So those are my 3 goals for the year. But in addition to that, I'm helping my other friends with their projects or side businesses or products and services they want to sell. But I want to get you guys involved on top of all that. So I have some goals I want to do, but the main thing is get everybody else involved. We support each other and get motivated with each other. So folks, that's the lesson for today. Create that dream board, vision board. This has been Motivational Mondays number 3. I love doing these things. It'll be posted up. Check out my CD, Robert R. McFarlane, Rock and Roll. Until next time, folks, it's all for one for all, and all for rock and roll.